Welcome to my shop. Just wanted to do this video today. I got a new toy. Came in the package while I was away. And I haven't seen any videos about this particular product online before. I've been checking YouTube. I do a lot of product research before I buy anything. And I'll check out the videos and see what people like and dislike about particular things. And I actually could not find any videos about this particular model. This here is the WEN. It's the model 3424. It is a 12-inch, 5-speed wood lathe. I believe it's 12 by 18 is the spindle length on it. And I saw stuff on the 8-inch lathe and the 10-inch lathe, but I have not been able to find anything on this particular model for the 12-inch. They do make it in a variable speed, and I have seen a video on that one, but nothing on this 5-speed model. The difference between the 5-speed and the variable speed is just you've got to change the belt pulley system in order to change the speeds. Where the variable speed is nice because you just turn a dial and it winds up to whatever speed you dial it into. You're going to pay for that convenience. For me, this is my very first wood lathe. I've actually never done any projects on a wood lathe before. I watched tons of videos. I really think it's pretty neat how it's done, and I've been wanting it for a long time. So I finally bit the bullet and bought one. And we are about to unbox it because I haven't even opened the box yet. Still got the straps on it. So let me get a knife and we'll get this thing open. There we go. Now I'm probably not going to do any work on the lathe itself today. This basically is going to be an unboxing video, getting everything set up, turning it on for the first time, making sure everything works, make sure everything spins freely, making sure it's not missing any parts. Because sometimes that's my luck. I'll buy something neat and it'll be missing half its parts. So we're going to open this thing up. We're going to go through all the parts and pieces and how to put it together. So the first thing I find is the instruction manual. Maybe we'll read it. We'll see. You know, sometimes I like to read the manual. Sometimes I like to wing it. But we'll see on this project. So it seems to be well packaged. By the way, this thing's 70 pounds. It's very heavy. I had to bring it up here with a hand truck. And heave it up onto my workbench. So, big chunk of styrofoam packaging. Seems to be packaged very well. It doesn't appear that anything's moved or anything like that during shipment. Dig right in here. We got some, this is the tool holder it comes with. I'll just set that aside for now. This appears to be some more wrenches and other accessories. We'll get to those in a minute. And I think the next thing to come out is going to be the lathe itself. Man, this sucker's heavy. Yeah, we're going to tilt it out because it's just heavy and awkward. Sorry, I'm putting the back of the box to the camera here, but it seems to be the best way for me to pull this thing out. Just being so heavy. Workbench isn't big enough. sucker's heavy. More parts and pieces. And it looks like we just got styrofoam left in the box. So, let's peel the plastic off and take a look at this beast. I am going to face it towards you so that you can see what's going on with this. This is the front of the lathe. I'm going to pull it out of its plastic. Okay. Alright. So it looks like we are tool rest. Appears to be in good shape. Looks like it's yeah, I'm going to figure that out because it appears that this knob is in the way of the tool rest itself. Oh, never mind, it turns. Nice. Okay. Now that makes more sense. Cool. Tool rest. I saw the tailstock, which is right here in this bag. Now everything's got a good thick layer of grease on it, just from the shipping. So I'm actually going to put some gloves on because it's pretty greasy. Give me 1 second. Okay, got my handy dandy nitrile gloves. I use these for wood staining and any other chemicals I don't want to get on my hands. They're not real expensive. It's a good thing to keep in your shop. Little rubber gloves. Or nitrile actually, because they're chemical resistant. Alright, let me get a little rag. Here's an old shirt. And I'm just going to kind of wipe off the excess grease because, like I said, it's for packaging and shipping. When it goes overseas, they don't want anything getting rusty, so they put extra oils and grease on the parts and pieces. Now this is what's called a Morse taper. It's narrow at the top bottom, wide down here, and it should fit directly into the tailstock and be nice and snug. Okay? That's that. See you next. We've got some more parts and pieces if I can get this bag open. An Allen key. This appears to be the handle for my tailstock. I've got another Allen key. This is a ramrod. When you put your accessories in here, if they get stuck, you can push your ramrod through the middle and knock your accessories out. That's what this is for. And a wrench. And I'm assuming the wrench fits on the chuck, and it's for adjusting the, So here's the handle for the tailstock. Takes a flathead screw. Let me grab a flathead screwdriver. I'll be right back. So I got my flathead screwdriver. We're going to put this piece here on like so. Okay. And that is for the tailstock. This moves the tailstock forward. If you're drilling or back, you can get a drill attachment for the tailstock for making hollow centers. I don't actually have one just yet. And then there's a lock here on the back where I can lock it into place and it won't turn anymore. There's also a slide where you can slide the whole tailstock forward and back and lock it into place. Now locked in place, I gotta say, it doesn't have any wiggle at all. It seems to be very sturdy. Same thing with the tool rest. Once I locked it in place and figured out how the handle moves, it seems to be very sturdy. This seems to be a very well built machine. It's very solid, but as you can see, it is covered in grease, which is the reason I put these gloves on. So we're going to give it a wipe down. We're going to get all this excess grease off of it, and then we're going to plug it in and see how we go. I didn't put the accessories rack on there yet. There's a couple of screws here on the back. It looks like it just pops on there. So let's open that up right quick. And this just gives you a little place to keep your wrench. Your ramrod will fit into here, and your Allen keys looks like fits in there as well. So what I'll do is I'll turn this around so that you can see what I'm doing. So now the lathe is facing me. There's two screws here. Not quite on the table good. There we go. Two screws. They appear to be an Allen key. And look, it came with it, and look, it works perfect. So we'll take these two screws out. And I dropped one, of course. I don't think I can ever go through a project without dropping a screw. Oh, there it is. Nice and easy. Okay. Put the screw on. And let's get this accessory thing put on there. This other one on. See, I didn't need no manual. Okay. Alright, now that's together. So, the theory is it'll hold my Allen keys, my wrench, chuck wrench, and the ramrod, which I also dropped. And the ramrod. Perfect. Okay. I think to lay this together, I don't see anything. The motor appears to spin freely. Tailstock spins. I think we're ready to plug this thing in and see what happens. There's still a ton of grease all over this thing, but that's okay. I'd rather it be greasy than rusty. Here. Now obviously you want some grease on it so that it doesn't rust on you and it keeps your parts moving freely. But I don't want too much excess because that just gives it something the sawdust to stick to. Okay. Alrighty. Let me get my drop cord and plug this guy in. Now I apologize for my shop being a mess. I'm not even going to lie, it's always a mess. I always got something going on, pieces and projects everywhere. Most people's shops are a bit messy. I'm not one of those typical guys whose shop's all pretty and neat and everything's set up perfectly. I don't have a lot of space to deal with, and I kind of like my little mess. Everything's where I need it to be. I know where to find everything. Alright, we're ready to fire this thing up. Let's take a look. Now, one thing that I did find about online is they said it has what's called a slow start, and a lot of good woodworkers have been doing this a long time, working with lathes for a long time. A lot of them don't like it. They just want this thing to fire up and get right to work. Some of the newer guys who work on it don't mind the slow start. Gives it time to build up speed, and then you can start working on it. Again, I've never worked with a lathe before. This is all brand new to me, so I don't think it's going to make a difference to me. So let's turn her on and see what happens. 10, 9, It appears to be spinning nicely. It's nice and quiet. It's not making a whole lot of noise. I'm not quite sure what the RPMs is set at currently. I got to open up this compartment and take a look. But there's a diagram on the top that tells you the different spindle positions to tell you how fast or how slow the unit is turning. Yeah, it's pretty neat. It looks pretty good. It does come with this chuck. And again, it is covered in grease. What's on there right now is a faceplate. It's got holes in it so that you can screw something to the faceplate and use it for turning. It also comes with this spur chuck. And the spur chuck will hold something in center. One thing I kind of like about this is I don't actually have to remove this faceplate in order to use the spur chuck, because it's got that Morse taper again, where it's narrow and it goes out to wide, and it should fit in there just perfectly. And it's nice and snug, just the pressure being put in there. And that's the reason for your ramrod. When you need to get it out, you take your ramrod, it goes all the way through, and you can knock your Morse tapers out. So that's that. Let me see if I can find a little piece of scrap wood somewhere, and we'll try it out. Why not? I got some time. Let's check it out. Okay, I'm back. I got this piece of wood. I don't know what it is. It appears to be a hardwood of some sort, but I'm not quite sure. Found it laying around in the scrap pile of the shop. We're going to try it out. We're going to put the Morse taper on there. Let's see if I can, just kind of center it out a little bit. This is definitely not the most ideal to try to turn something rectangular into round. Get a little better bite on that. Okay. And we'll put the Morse taper in there. And then we will bring the lathe center up to it. Lock it into place. Make sure I'm good and tight into it so this thing doesn't go flying. Make sure it spins freely. It's not going to touch my tool rest. And let me grab a spindle gouge. And we'll go from there. Okay. Let me get this a little bit closer to my workpiece. Because when working with pieces like this, you want to be relatively close to your workpiece. And let me raise my spindle up, or my tool rest up. Nice and close. Okay. That's looking pretty good. Okay. The tool rest is a little too high. Let's get that adjusted back down. Okay, we got good clearance, and I think we're going to be alright to start turning this piece. Safety glasses, very important. We don't know what this piece is going to do. I'm going to put my safety glasses on. This would be my very first time cutting on the lathe. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the tool rest, and we will gently bring it in. Okay, first cut. Took a little bit off the edges. I don't think my spur center is holding in tight. Let's get that a little tighter. Felt like it had a little movement to it. Okay, that feels pretty tight. Make sure we spin freely and we're not going to hit the tool rust. And let's turn it down a little bit more. Very important to wear the safety glasses. Those bits and pieces are going to fly everywhere. It's also important to have a light, gentle touch with this tool. You don't want to jam it in there, get any catches on it, but it appears to be cutting very nicely. And we're just going to work a little bit at a time. And maybe I'll end up with something semi-round. Okay, that seems to be working out pretty nicely. This piece is pretty close to round at this point. I still got some flat parts on it, but the tool seems to be running quietly. The gouge is cutting beautifully. That's another thing I purchased as well, was a set of wood turning tools. At this point here, I'm not trying to go for any type of shape. I'm just trying to get a feel for the tool, go back and forth a little bit. Okay, So that seems to be it. This thing is working beautifully. It's making lots of sawdust, which I love making sawdust. My little man glitter, I like to call it. But yeah, I'm very happy with this tool. If you've had any experience with this particular model, I'd love to hear what you've got to think about it. We'll put something in the comments down below. But I'm pretty happy with this tool right now. I think it's going to work out great, and it's going to be a great addition to my shop. Well, that's all I've got for today. I thank you for watching my video. If you like it, please subscribe. I'm going to be posting some more videos. I got a feeling like I'm going to be playing with this tool a lot more. Getting a good feel for it. I'm probably not going to have any amazing projects right away because I'm still learning. This is brand new to me. I've never actually wood turned anything before today. So it's a great experience. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And hopefully you'll be with me to join in some of this fun. Have a great one. I'll talk to you.